Once a week, it seems like there is another company that just sort of shows up and says, "Oh, we're building a humanoid bot now."
Right.
And the latest one was also, I think, around Sunday, and it was a company in China. I'm not quite sure what the name was, with a quick video, with some claims that were, let's say, a little bit, beyond, it's like the typical kind of thing, making it sound like the first all electric humanoid bot. And it's like, no, there's a lot of them, and they're proud of the walking speed, which is not as fast as the GR1, but it's like, I think, what's it, maybe around 4 miles per hour, something like that.
I think they said 6 kilometers. Yeah.
Yeah. So something like that. But it pivots really slowly. So the first thing I looked at the clip and go, oh, okay, you can walk straight really fast, but it's showing its pivot was like going around. It's like, that's of absolutely no value. And they're like, no hands.
No hands.
So so it's light. And of course, part of the reason it's light is that if you don't have hands to worry about, well, you get rid of that part of your structure. And if you get a small battery pack and everything else. So it seems like, you're having a lot of these startups in China, but most of them are focusing on the legs and really not doing anything with the upper body.
Right.
And so I want to contrast that is that we had an interview yesterday with Gordy Rose of Sanctuary.
Okay.
And that will be released later today. And they have really focused on the upper body. And it's because, and I agree with him, is like, what's the business end of the humanoid bot?
Yeah.
Where's the business end?
In fact, a lot of people say, hey, why do you need the legs? Put it on a cart and move it around,
Yeah. Yes. And that basically, a lot of the points that Gordy made were exactly the points I was like, well, wait a minute, am I feeding him the answers here? Because like, agreement a lot. And so he's focused on that. And he said that, they've solved a legged problem. They've already gone through and thrown something together. They don't see the utility in it yet. Mm-hmm. And that walking is a solved problem. Mm-hmm. And he said for the exact same reason, it's like, look around, these companies, like within a matter of like a couple of weeks now, are popping up and they're able to make a walking bot. It's a solved problem.
Right.
What's not solved is the dexterity, because that's where stuff gets done. Mm-hmm. And they're really, really focusing on that and being able to quickly and efficiently. And there are going to be these different niches. His argument is that for moving totes around, you don't need hands. And you don't need, a full humanoid bot. There are other solutions for some of those things that he thinks does not have to be the humanoid form. He's looking at like, where are those that are not easy to automate the traditional way that really need that, because it all comes in the hands.
Right.
And so a lot of times for the generality that you need, it's got to be more in the hands.
Right.
And whenever you have a specific task, you're probably doing it the wrong way. I mean, it's good for as a quick, dirty fix. But if it's something that you need to be more long-term, then you might want to be thinking about traditional ways. So they are more focused on that, and that, mobility, which could be like on a cart, but in many cases, you may not need mobility. I mean, we've seen there are a lot of these factories in China in which the workers, they only move at the end of the day.
Yes.
And, the other thing he brings is that, once you do that, you don't have to worry about bulky battery packs or, even taking breaks at that point. Then the robot, it's not 22 hours out of 24, it's 24 out of 24, because there's almost nothing to do.
Right.
So there's no charging or swapping out or anything like that. So there are these different niches. And it's refreshing that, we've sort of looked at a lot of these things from also our own, say, first principles point of view of how we think things are going to go. And it's kind of affirming when you talk to some of these other people that they are coming to similar conclusions. So he's got the same conclusion, that it's like, it's a huge market. Okay?
Yes.
It's a really big TAM. They're still not quite sure whether it's going to be a labor model, where you labor as a service kind of thing, or robot as a service, or whether it's something you're going to actually sell it. It's not clear. He thinks it's probably going to be two, because there are different groups out there that sometimes prefer to own capital as opposed to lease it.
Right.
And others that are fine with just kind of leasing it and don't want to worry about that. So those two could kind of come in there.